Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Good morning! From my smartphone to yours, I'm Caston Love, here from the Surrey Story Garden Studios in Costa Mesa, California. This is your Monday. Namaste today. Can't find love? That day is over. With just 8 numbers, we can reveal all your secrets to sex and love. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com. Good morning and namaste, and welcome to Namaste Today. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. I'm a psychic astrologer, I'm a spiritual missionary, I live in my heart and help other people stand in theirs. This webisode is for Monday, April 25th, 2016. Today the Great Human Walk has reached step 6, Taurus. That means the ruling planet of the day is Venus, and that means today is going to feel really good if you play your spiritual cards right. So, without further ado, let's get started to that. Now, today I'm going to title Accepting Spring. I'm going to try to title each day so there's a walkaway that's clear. Today we're accepting spring. We're getting pregnant, we're getting fertilized in our heart, that hope and dream that we want to have manifest. And we're ready. We're ready for it to come. And there's a lot of complexity about that. It's not as easy as it sounds, but we'll talk about that in the Megascope here in just a minute. But first, I want to do a shout out to some lovely ladies, of which I was the guest. I was invited to a female spiritual group in Thousand Oaks, California. So I want to say hello to Dolby, Randy, and the entire Thousand Oaks coven. I call them a coven. They don't call themselves a coven, but they were a really powerful group of women, and thank you so much for having me. They got to know me very well because they gave me restless leg, an organic cure here. So if anyone has ever met me in person, you know that my leg is quite restless, and people always wonder about that. But my mind is just going, and one limb has to represent it, basically. But thank you, ladies. I had a lovely time, and look forward to spiritual ventures in the future with you all. Now, that said, I want to do a shout out also to Bernie Sanders. Go, Bernie Sanders. I just want to say to go to Bernie Sanders because why? Well, I think that this revolution he's begun is going to continue whether or not he's president. I just want to say as a light walker, I'm so grateful that he's had the courage to say the truth and that he's pulling, out the crap. So I'm also very offended that every time I turn the television, it's always that he's losing and he's behind and Hillary's glorious, and so it's just so clearly mass greedia manipulated, and I think that's transparent to any of us citizens, and we need to be looking at that now and later, but we'll talk about that more later. So go Bernie Sanders, I love you. And without further ado, let's take 3 breaths and go inside, and if you can, try to do it. My goal with this show is like a little bit of a conscious breakfast for you each morning. I want to give you a little conscious breakfast and send you on your way. So if you participate with me, you'll find in 30 days, 40 days, and beyond that you really start to spiritually open up, because most of it is taking the time and space and practicing. Remember, practice makes master. All right, let's do 3 breaths. Okay, so it's interesting. Since I've been changing the show, things have changed when I go in my guides. And the first thing that goes in is I ask Spirit, what would you like me to talk about? And Spirit very clearly is like, I want to talk about believing and believing in your heart and believing in your creation. Believing in your heart and believing in your creation. Okay? It all comes from today. Today, you have opportunities to open up to the sunshine. And today it's really important that you do open up to the sunshine no matter where you are. One of the points I want to leave you with today is to open up and take it deep today. Take the love deep. Take the flavors deep. Take the material deep. Take the Taurus energy deep. Take the experience deep. It is a pleasure to be on earth and have physical things. Take pleasure in that, said the Taurus. Take pleasure. Take it in and chew your food an extra step. Taste it a little extra. All that. Okay? And that's what Spirit is talking about, is like replenishing. But also, it's time to believe today. The moon is in Sagittarius. We wake up with the moon on Mars, so we wake up kind of trumped up, no pun intended. And it's a Mars retrograde, so we might feel tired even though we're trumped up. So that's the weird thing about Mars retrograde. And really what this is getting behind your own belief. Where does your heart really have the energy? Where does your heart light you up? Where does your heart give you strength and power? Okay? You might not have the physical energy, but when you think about certain things, your heart lights up. Now that is what you have energy to create with. That is your core. That's what your heart is behind. That is what you believe in. So if you come across a thought today and you open up to it and your heart gets excited, that means you believe in it. If it starts to give you a lot of love and you start to get really like furry love, that means you really believe in it. And it's up to you as a soul to decide today, as the moon crosses over Saturn, to decide that this is what I want. I believe in this. I believe this is possible. So this goes back to the burning bubble. I'm sorry, folks, but from what I understand in reality is you can start with a bunch of people dreaming, and just their dreaming turns into a reality. You'll see how the government, we'll see how we pay for it. A lot of people kind of slap his hand because it's, there's not a Scorpio strong boundary plan for it. Guess what, folks? From what I understand, the only plan is to plan to change your plan and really live in your heart. And what I love about this is he's showing the world, look what you can do when you just dream. It's self-financed, that type of thing. So people know, I'm not being political. I'm pointing in our own lives out like this amazing example of you believe what you can do. And I'm looking forward to see what happens. But for you, you have the same opportunity and hope because of Saturn and Sagittarius. For you, if your heart believes, and this is what Spirit showed me when I went inside, it's up to you to say you believe. It's up to you to decide you believe. It's up to you to protect that you believe. Okay? And you've got to keep those beliefs protected. Protected means you don't go on and get in a fight over, you don't have to convince anyone else. You need to protect it, feed it, love it, educate it, give it love and sunshine. So no matter what you're trying to create on earth right now, it's time to open up to the love that's around you and feed. Have some conscious breakfast. Open up. If there's love in your life and there's someone loving you, that's part of your feeding. That's where you feed. That's your consciousness. They love you. You love back, right? So open up and let yourself feed. Feel what you truly believe today. Feel what you truly believe. What is your heart really behind? Look for more energy to come up when you feel it. Like, wow, I get really excited and I just start, I was tired after lunch, but now that I'm thinking about this, yeah. Our energy comes from our heart. So feel what you truly believe. And lastly, be mindful of what the heart really wants and head there. Okay? And head there. Point in that direction. Point in that sun. Accept and receive it to the heart. Okay. Hope that was clear. I'm trying to stay in channel. Let me just ask Spirit. Yes, the last thing Spirit says before I send you on your way after your conscious breakfast is that there is a lot of fear out there right now. And that fear is based on the unknown. That unknown is based on we haven't tried yet. And if you call yourself talented, if you call yourself, a good spiritual athlete, then there's nothing to be afraid of, okay? Just because it's new doesn't mean we have to fear it. A lot of people are afraid of going forward with relationships. They're afraid of going forward in a direction because they're afraid that really deep down, if you ask yourself, you're probably afraid that you won't be there for yourself when it's time. So I think that's the core there. Don't let fear get in your way, folks. That's what Spirit wanted you to know before I sent you on your way. Well, I love you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm grateful for you telling your friends about the show. Don't forget, you can come on down to my home site, SiriusJoy.tv, the brightest star on the internet. And I will see you in 24 hours with more. Until then, I love you and live love be.